Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Holy crap, what a freaking few days I've had here, folks. Holy shit. Let me put it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be back. But at the same time, phew, it has been a rough, long weekend. I say long weekend because it really wasn't a long weekend, but that's pretty much the amount of time it took for me to recover from this surprise illness that slashed me, slapped me, smashed me, punched me, struck me, whatever you want to say, beat the shit out of me this weekend. This is actually the first pre-stream video that I'm filming in 4 days. 4 days, that's right. And I know, it sucks. There's been a lot of gameplay that I was supposed to be doing over the past 4 days that's been missing, and it sucks especially because number one, this is the end of the month. This was the big opportunity for me to put a big push towards month end and try to hit all of our goals. You know, I was trying to hit 600 subs on my Twitch channel. I was trying to get as many pledgees for Patreon as possible. I was trying to get a big push, you know, for cheers and tips and everything for the end of the month to round out January as the best streaming month I've ever done in history. In addition to that, obviously I was in the midst of a huge new release, Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? I played it all day on Friday, and I had balanced my day half and half, where the first half of the day was me playing through the story of the game, which was fun to some extent, but then it ended up getting boring. And then I played some online with some of the characters, right? And it was fun, and I was like, man, I'm really looking forward to diving more into this game and learning the other characters, because there's so many characters in this that, you know, number one, I haven't really had a chance to mess with, and number two, that weren't really in the betas or had changed over the course of the betas, and I wanted to see, you know, how things were going to go. And then all of a sudden, boom, like a meteor landing on an empty field. Boom, it just hit me out of nowhere. This cold that I had, you know, crazy fever, chills, the sweats, crippling headache, really bad, you know, just not good at all. A very bad situation where for 3 straight days, this was happening to me, you know, and honestly, I wish, you know, there was something I could have done about it, but, you know, I was resting up all day, every day, basically for 3 days straight. I just did nighttime shorter streams because that's all I could do. There was no way I was going to be able to play Dragon Ball at a competitive level when I had, you know, a headache and when I had a fever and all of that. There's just no way. When you're going to play a competitive fighting game, you've got to be on your game. You can't be having all these crazy things, you know, going on. And the thing is, if I had symptoms of a cold, like if I had a stuffy nose or a cough or a sore throat, that's one thing, because you could treat those symptoms. You can't really treat a high fever besides taking, you know, ibuprofen or whatever and hope that it goes down, and, you know, drinking a lot of water. Same thing with a headache, you know. There's nothing you could do about it. You just gotta suffer through it, which I did. So for 3 straight days, I was not able to be here and do the streams that I had promised you guys. And I have to, obviously, wholeheartedly apologize to all of you, because obviously that was not my intention. My whole original plan was to play Dragon Ball FighterZ all weekend, so that today was actually going to be the premiere of Final Fantasy Dissidia. I was going to play that for a couple days, balancing it with Dragon Ball as a break from Dragon Ball, because I had planned on playing Dragon Ball all weekend with UFC premiering this Friday. But sadly, folks, that's not what happened, you know. And so because of that, it looks like, sadly, Dissidia NT Final Fantasy, which I played the beta of, and I actually kind of enjoyed the beta, looks like it's going to go by the wayside. It sucks. I bought it. I owned the game. I paid $60 for it. And it looks like I'm never going to get to play it because I'm just that far behind now because of my illness, right? It blows. And then, in addition to all of that, there's also the fact that, well, now I forgot what I was going to say. I started reading stream chat, and I completely threw myself for a loop, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, in addition to the fact that this game is a competitive game, and the problem now that I'm going to have, I know, playing this game, you know, for the rest of the week, is that sadly I'm behind the 8 ball, you know. People have been playing this game hardcore all weekend. They've probably broken open new strategies and combos, and they know all this this tricky stuff with the assists, right? That's the other thing. The assists, I don't even know what the assists are for any of the characters besides a small handful that I played in the beta. And more than likely now, everyone's going to know how all the assists work and how to trap people with them. And I'm going to have no clue what I'm doing. Really, honestly, I'm going to have no clue what I'm doing this week. And it sucks. I mean, I hate to say it. I am going to keep playing. I'm not going to give up. But I guarantee you guys, sadly, I'm probably not going to be at a level like I probably would have been if I was able to play all week. Today, I'm going to try to learn a few new characters. What I'm going to do is try to go into training mode with 16 and maybe one or two other characters. And then I'm going to try to form, like, teams, okay, based around the characters that I've played and go online and do some online play today. But I almost guarantee you guys I'm going to lose a lot. Like, I know I'm 3 days behind. People have probably seen everything in the game. They know how to defend against everything. They know mix-ups and strategies. They know tricky stuff. And I'm not going to know what the hell's going on. You know, it sucks. When you start behind on a competitive level, okay, when you start behind, you're pretty screwed. All right, I'm not just being real here. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here or anything, but it's true. If you don't, when you start with a competitive fighting game, if you don't just start on the same level as everyone and you play along with everyone and you stay there, you will fall behind. And being 3 days behind now, I can't imagine what I'm going to see today that's going to whoop my ass. Seriously. Now, hopefully, we will at least have good online connections. If you remember on Friday, it was pretty shitty. Like, I played for 2.5 hours on Friday online, and I dropped from the servers 7 times. So let's hope that within 3 days here of them having time to fix stuff, that they fixed it and the servers are a lot more steady. I hope so, okay? I certainly hope so. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see what you know, I'm not going to be too quick to judge it. At the same time, I'm honestly kind of apprehensive about how I'm going to do this week playing this game. I am nervous, all right? But let's see what happens. So let's go through a schedule update for all of you, since all of you now are probably wondering what the hell's going on with my schedule, all right? So today, this first stream will be Dragon Ball FighterZ. It will be me going into training mode with a few of them, including 16 and maybe a couple others, to try to learn them, okay? I think this game has combo challenges as well. I'm not sure, but I may try to do combo trials with these characters as well, just to try to learn basic bread and butters and stuff, you know what I mean? Like basic good strategies with each character. Then I'm going to go online, and the rest of the stream will be online gameplay, all right? Tonight, second stream, yes, there will be a late stream tonight. I will be continuing on with the story. We're actually at the very end of the story of the villain's arc. And then once we finish that, we'll be starting the final arc, which is the android's arc, okay? Which apparently is supposed to finally explain everything going on with the plot, so you finally understand, you know, what's going on. Which is good, because we've already done almost 2 arcs and have no idea who the hell Android 21 is. Plus, when you finish up the android's arc, you unlock Android 21, okay? So, yes, that's the goal for today. It's kind of learning characters and then multiplayer on the first stream, and then continuing on with the plot line, the story, on the second stream, okay? Tomorrow, it will be a double stream day. Well, actually, I take that back. Shit, it's not a double stream day tomorrow. I forgot. It's not a double stream day tomorrow. My bad. Because tomorrow is Wednesday, and I have to go grocery shopping. So tomorrow will be Dragon Ball FighterZ main stream again, okay? And that's going to be, again, me maybe playing with characters and going online. If I feel like splitting the stream and doing half and half, so maybe I can try to wrap up the story, maybe I will. We'll see what happens, okay? Tomorrow night, no stream, because tomorrow night, I have to go grocery shopping, and boy, do I need it now, because this past week, because I was sick, I realized, man, I don't have any Advil or Tylenol. I don't have this and that, and I'm like, man, if I get sick again, I need to have all this stuff on hand. So, tomorrow night is very important that I actually do that. Plus, I have patron Q&A videos I was supposed to film this weekend that I didn't because I was sick. So I'm going to try to film those tomorrow night as well. So tomorrow night, no second stream. It'll just be Dragon Ball on main stream. All right. Thursday, we return to main double streams. It'll be Dragon Ball FighterZ on the main stream. And then I'm up in the air about what I should do Thursday night. If I should do more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or if I should continue with the story of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm not sure yet. Okay. So I'll think about it. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive yet. But I'll just make a decision. That'll be Thursday night stream. And then Friday, I will be starting up since people seem to want it. People have been asking for it. I'm going to start up with UFC 3. All right. So UFC 3 premieres on Friday. And then, you know, into the weekend, I'll be balancing UFC 3 with Dragon Ball FighterZ and also with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So that is what you can expect, okay? Just so you guys know what's coming up. All right? All righty then. Sound good? That's the rough schedule. Now keep in mind, folks, starting on February 12th, I'm taking time off. And I know you're like, what? Well, you just had 3 days off because you were sick. Well, no, I didn't. I had 3 days where I was sick all day, and then I streamed at night anyway. I had no time off at all. But I will actually be taking real time off on February 12th through the 15th because my girlfriend will be arriving and moving in with me. And we have many, many things we need to do together, including getting her a new phone, getting her some new clothes for her new job, getting her a driver's license. There's a lot of shit we got to do around here. In addition to, say, shopping for food and stuff like that. Basically getting her settled in, getting her used to the area, getting her all, you know, moved in so that we can clean out the office and get that set up for her. Her stuff's going to be arriving that she's shipping and, you know, lots of stuff to do those days. All right. So, in that case, you know, I will not be streaming for those 4 days. And I know that sucks because I already didn't do the streaming I had promised for 3 days. But at least there's 2 weeks between then and now. You know what I mean? That's at least some time there for us to, you know, get some streams in. 2 solid weeks of streaming before I take my time away. All right. So, ladies and gents, we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But yes, I'm just forewarning you guys. I am taking time off beforehand, you know, in 2 weeks' time, just so you guys know what's going on. All right. Okay. So, folks, we got a lot to talk about because I haven't done a pre-stream in 4 days. Okay. So let's talk because I've got a lot to address. First of all, folks, you may have noticed, yes, we lost a ton of subscriptions on the channel. At one point, we were over 560. Now I think we're down to only 542. We actually were down into the 530s, all right? But last night, when I streamed PUBG, some people stepped up and subscribed, all right, which boosted our numbers again. All right, this was to be expected. This was ultimately to be expected because guess what? I told you guys, I've been telling you guys for weeks that this was going to happen because we knew that at the end of December, I did a bunch of holiday-themed events, if you guys remember. I actually did, you know, Christmas gaming marathon. I did a Christmas Day podcast. I did a Christmas Ask the King, and then I did a fundraiser at the end of the month. So with all those events that happened at the end of December, it was bound to happen that we were going to have a ton of subs that were gained then, especially those that were purchased as gifts for other viewers, that were going to fall out and not be auto-renewed. The problem was, I was not here the past few days in order to tell you guys about this, right? And to push it up so that people would keep subbing. So when I'm not here, obviously you're going to lose a lot of, you know, what we had. It's no one's fault. I knew it was going to happen, and the fact that I was sick, you know, there's nothing I could do about it. So if you guys remember, we had a goal that if I hit 600 subs by the end of the month, I was guaranteeing that I was going to start a cooking show with my girlfriend in February. We still could hit it. It's a day and a half left. I mean, it's going to take a lot of work. We're at 545 subs right now. 55 subs in one and a half days is going to be really difficult. It's definitely doable, but it's still very difficult. I just want to let you guys know if we don't hit the sub goal, don't feel discouraged. It doesn't mean that I'm never doing a cooking show with my girlfriend. It probably just means I'm not doing it next month. Like, the goal was if we hit 600, then we were going to do cooking, like, right away and film it and release the show. But since it looks like we're not going to hit 600 this month, I guess it's just going to have to wait, okay? Maybe I'll set it up as another goal next month. Because FYI, every month there will be new goals here on the channel for reward events. And FYI, one of the goals next month is going to be the return of the Patron's Choice playthrough, where if we hit a certain level of subs, then it will be up to the patrons to determine a game that'll be the next ongoing playthrough. For example, right now it's Super Mario Sunshine, right? And that started up last week and people really liked it, and that's going to continue in February. So this will determine the next play through what it's going to be for downtime, okay? And yes, there will be a new goal that will continue on with that cooking show goal. We'll see what it is. I'm not sure yet, you know, but I definitely would like to do the show, but, you know, I got to kind of find a way to motivate people to sub, too. You know what I mean? So, let's see what happens, all right? Now, in addition to that, excuse me, while I was sick, okay, I actually got the products needed to do my final reward event for the amount of subs that we did hit this month. If you guys remember, earlier this month, we did hit 550 subs, okay? So, I will be doing a celebratory event in conjunction with that. In fact, one of the products I already had, but the other one I had to wait, and it did arrive over the weekend. So, when I feel up to it, which I don't know, like, I was originally going to do it this Wednesday, but now this Wednesday I got to do Patreon Q&A videos. Coming up at some point, I will finally feel up to it, all right? I will be filming and releasing a very special episode, a double episode of DSP Tries It, the celebratory episode for us hitting 550 subscribers here on the channel during the month of January, okay? So rest assured, even though I did dip below 550, it's fine. The goal was that we hit it at all, and we did. So yes, I will be doing the celebratory event coming up. No worries, everybody, okay? Just wanted to clarify that, because someone this morning was like, oh, man, so we dipped below 550, so Phil's not going to do it. No, no, no. That's not how it works. I'm not an Indian giver. I'm not going to say, oh, we're doing it, and then I take it back. No, no, no. We're definitely doing it. I'm doing the event. It's just that I got to have now time to do it because I'm so backlogged now because of I've been sick and everything, okay? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is some of the stuff going on. Let's keep going because, like I said, I've got so much stuff to talk about. I'm so backlogged on events. Seriously. Let's see. Oh, so I've got good news coming up, ladies and gentlemen. I've got good news, but I don't want to jump the gun yet, okay? Let me put it this way. I have good news. It's directly in response to some current event happenings that have happened recently. It's actually, you know, very, very positive news for myself, for you, the viewers, for everything around my streaming and everything. It's good news, okay? But I don't want to jump the gun until the details are solidified, all right? So that being said, I'm not going to give you any more information until everything has been locked in, which it may be within the next week, okay? I'll give you more details when I know, but it's good news, and I think that you guys are going to like this news. In fact, I think some of you guys are going to be ecstatic at this news, okay? I think you're going to actually be, like, really happy about it. So, I will let you know more when we get to it, all right? I'm not going to jump the gun, but I just want to get you guys a little excited. I'm sure some people will start to speculate, gee, what could it be? He said it's around current events. What could it be? What's happened recently? Gee, I wonder. So people will all start talking, and there'll be a buzz. But I'll have more information about this soon. Sound good? All righty. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's get to the plug segment. Then I got a lot of shout-outs to do because many of you have been cheering, subbing, and tipping already on the pre-stream. All right. Just to remind everyone, it's really the end of the month now. There's a day and a half left. If you want to make this the best streaming month I've ever done, if you do cheer, sub, or tip in the next day and a half, it would be very much appreciated. In particular, because obviously I've only had half as much as I normally would get the last 3 days because I've been sick. And YouTube, by the way, is still abysmally bad. I've been checking every day. It has not gotten any better. It's actually, no lie, this month on YouTube, my views have beaten, for January, my views on my DSP Gaming channel have beaten the views for almost half of the months of 2017. So I did better in January on YouTube than I did for like half of 2017. Yet guess what? The ad revenue is the worst I've ever had on YouTube, period. It's the worst month I've ever had on YouTube because YouTube is garbage. So, anything you guys contribute, cheer, subs, or tips is greatly appreciated to make up for that. Plus, like I said, let's make this the strongest streaming month I've ever had, okay? Let's keep it going. The positivity and everything for the next day and a half, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, so let's do some plugs, ladies and gents. First off, ow, that is my neck cracking if you're not aware. Thank you to everyone who has been turning out this month on YouTube and on Twitch watching all of my stuff. It's actually been one of the greatest months ever on YouTube viewer-wise in the last couple of years. And here on Twitch, it's been the greatest month I've pretty much ever had on Twitch. So thank you guys so much for your positivity. I appreciate it. If you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard viewer, and man, I really like to help fill out any way I can outside of just watching the videos, what can I do? There's many ways you can contribute. The first, and certainly not the least, folks, is Patreon. In fact, there's only a day and a half left for you to pledge to my Patreon in the month of January, okay? If you pledge to my Patreon, first of all, your monthly donations and pledges allow me to continue operating the business. They help with the cost of electricity, the cost of internet, the cost of games, the cost of everything. You know, just in the next few weeks, I got to buy UFC 3. I got to buy Shadow of the Colossus. I might have to buy either Dynasty Warrior 9 or Secret of Mana or that other game that people now have mentioned, Kingdom of something that I never even heard of, but now people apparently want me to play it. You know, just in this month, there's 5-6 games that I may have to buy. You know, it's pretty pricey. In addition, your pledges allow me to, you know, pay for stuff that comes up out of nowhere, like equipment costs. For example, these new headphones I had to buy a couple months ago, directly financed by your things like patron pledges, okay? Now, the cool thing about Patreon is that you get stuff back for your pledges. It's not just that you're pledging and that's it. It goes up into the air. You earn personal perks for your pledges. And right now, being that there's only a day and a half left in January, the 2 perks that definitely you want to get in on right away, if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon in the next day and a half, you will get in on nominating and voting on indie games that I will be playing in my upcoming Indie Games Marathon, all right? In addition, if you pledge $20 or more, you'll get your questions guaranteed answered on my next Q&A show, Ask the King, which is going to take place on February 22nd. That's only 3 weeks from now, all right? So with only 3 weeks left, you might want to pledge now. Get it in the next, you know, day and a half and get your questions answered on the show for sure. Also, if you want to get a private Q&A video made in the next month, you have to pledge in the next day and a half, okay? That's the highest level perk. So give it a look. All the information is available over at patreon.com/darksidephil, all right? Please give it a look. I'm very appreciative of anyone who does pledge, and thank you very much to everyone who does. You know, you guys are much appreciated. Your ongoing support is really helpful, okay? All right, that's number 1. Number 2, folks, if you are interested in some cool merchandise, maybe some t-shirts or sweatshirts, a hoodie, a sticker, a mug, really great quality stuff, all from Teespring. Check it out. My Teespring store is live, teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. That's right. All kinds of fun merch, logos, and artwork designed by my viewers. Right now, the newest logo is the King of FighterZ logo designed by Insomniatic Meat. It's great stuff. It's me. You know, how appropriate that it's a fighting game, right? Because since I'm playing a fighting game right now, it makes sense. The King of FighterZ, you know, me against Master Troll. Really cool looking. Give it a look. And anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a pretty sizable commission for. And I'm very appreciative of anyone who buys anything from there, okay? Of course, last but not least, folks, if you are on the live stream and you'd like to get live interaction, there's many ways you could do it. You could either cheer with bits, you could subscribe to the channel and then click on the share button after subbing, or you can tip me, okay? Cheering with bits is easy. You buy bits, obviously, via Amazon. And from what I'm to understand, apparently now you can buy bits with PayPal. And I guess this was a big thing for people. Previously, they wanted to buy bits, but you had to use a credit card through Amazon. And a lot of people didn't like doing that. Apparently now you can use a PayPal account to purchase bits. This is what I've been told over the past few days. So if this is true, this is a big positive change for people who previously were kind of apprehensive of buying bits. It may be a big, excellent improvement, okay? So, give it a look, okay? If you subscribe to the channel right now, obviously we're pushing towards the monthly goal. Will we hit 600 subs in the next day and a half? I don't know. Pretty skeptical of that, but all your subscriptions are appreciated. And, ladies and gentlemen, I have an update in regards to subscribing. Okay, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, previous to recently, there was no real incentive for you to do the higher level subscriptions for me. What I mean is that there's 3 levels of subscriptions. There's the standard $5 a month subscription, of which I get half the money and Twitch gets half that money. There's a $10 subscription, of which I get 60% of the money, or $6. Twitch gets $4. Or there's a $25 subscription, all right? In that case, I get 70%. So what would that be? Like $17.50 or something like that? and Twitch makes like $6-7, all right? The only incentive was you're giving me more money, all right? Now there's actually an incentive to do it because thanks to Popsicola, we have Tier 2 and Tier 3 subscription emotes that are exclusive only to those who do the higher level subscriptions. This is just went live the other day, all right? I'm going to put them in the stream chat right now. So here's the Tier 2 emote. What the hell? It didn't load for me. I hope you guys can see it. It didn't load for me. Probably because I haven't refreshed my stream chat. But Tier 2, as you can see, Mr. Swaggins and Aussie Sly just did it. It's the DSP God Saiyan emo, where I have the glowing red hair of the God Saiyan, right, from Dragon Ball. Tier 3, here it comes. There it is. So the Tier 3 is actually the blue, Super Saiyan Blue emo. Okay. Pretty cool. I like them because, you know, if you're a normal sub, you get the regular level. Okay. And if you're a Tier 2 sub, you get the God level. If you're a Tier 3 sub, you get all of them. You get the God and the blue level. Those are exclusive only to the higher level sub. So finally, you at least get something for being the higher level sub, right? So if you are interested in doing the higher level sub, it's very much appreciated. By the way, those higher level subs get more sub points than normal subs. So for example, right now we have enough sub points that I can actually get a new emote for everyone. And I'm curious to see what people would like for that emote and see who wants to work on it. You know, you could submit that over on my kingofhate.com forums. But the higher level sub you do, you help everyone out because it earns us more emotes at a faster rate, okay? Plus, obviously, it helps me because it gives me more money on a monthly basis than the regular subscriptions, okay? So I want to say thank you to those who are the Tier 2 and Tier 3 subs. You guys are awesome, and maybe this will be incentive for more people to actually do it in the future because, honestly, up until now, there really was no incentive, all right? Now, also, you can subscribe, or excuse me, you can tip me during the streams. How do you tip? Well, if you look below my stream, there is a little grid of information. There's a little section there that says tips. If you click on that, it's a picture of me posing with some Pokemon. It'll take you to my tips page where you can either leave a tip anonymously or you can leave a name and a message, okay? Now, if you cheer, sub, or tip a certain threshold, you'll actually get an on-screen thank you. If you cheer 50 bits or more, you'll get an on-screen thank you during the stream. If you subscribe to the channel and click the share button, you can actually share a message with everyone on stream. Or if you tip me $5 or more, you'll also get an on-screen pop-up notification. Now, this is a change. Why did I change this from $2 to $5 for tips? It's very simple. It's very, very simple, folks. Because sadly, we have some people who've been doing troll tips. And what they're doing is they're trolling me with $2 tips with negative messages. And then they're disputing all these tips on PayPal. And it takes an incredible amount of time and work for me to manually dispute 20 and 30 tips over the course of a month. It's just a pain in the ass. Okay, it is. It's a major pain in the ass. So what I've done is I had to increase this rate to $5 so that now hopefully I'll reduce the amount of work that I have to do in order to dispute these fucking chargeback claims and actually get my tip money. All right, it sucks because it's obviously for those who can't do bigger tips. I get it. You guys are mad. Oh man, I wanted to do lower tips and get a big pop-up on stream. Don't worry, I'm still gonna give you guys a shout out. You're still gonna get your verbal shout out, but I have to do something to curtail the trolling actions of these idiots who try to charge back. Okay, they're doing it on purpose. They know they're not going to get their money back, but they do it on purpose because they know it's a lot more work for me if they do it this way. So you might say, well then Phil, why on earth didn't you do this for bits? Because bits are only 50 bits, which is 50 cents. Well, it's because bits are guaranteed to be given to me. If someone does a troll cheer, who cares? I get that money without having to do extra work on PayPal, submitting and claiming and fucking charge backing and doing all this bullshit. Okay, that's why. Bits are guaranteed, so if they pay bits to do a troll message, who gives a fuck? But I have to do so much extra work on PayPal to get those disputed tips, I had to up the threshold. I just had to, okay? So apologies to those who maybe enjoyed doing the lower tips and getting the visual thank you on stream. I had to take an action against it because of these assholes. There's not much I can do about it, okay? So, without all that being said, 50 bits or more, subscribe to the channel and clicking the share button, or $5 tip or more, you'll get an on-screen pop-up thank you. So it's a visual thank you. in addition to the verbal thank you. Okay, pretty cool. Let's do some shout-outs because we've got a bunch now, all right? A bunch of shout-outs to do. Let me scroll all the way down here. So, what I should do, I think I should refresh. No, I already refreshed. Okay, great. So, first of all, Critical for Days did a 25-bit cheer. He says, Phil, if you can't pay for a doctor, why not do fundraising? Critical for Days, I already addressed this yesterday, and I'm not going to address it again. Sorry. I went into great length about this yesterday on pre-stream, and I'm not going to give the answer again. So, apologies if you missed it, but I already answered your question. Another question. How are you feeling today? Did you lose weight or gain some? I have no idea. I did not weigh myself. I certainly have not been, not eating. That's not the issue. The issue was not that I had a queasy stomach and I couldn't eat. The issue was that I had a high fever for 2 days, and then I had a debilitating headache for a day. That was the issue, okay? And then another question is, what are things you and your girlfriend have in common? What's your girlfriend's personality? Hope today's stream is full of fun. I'm not going to go into detail about this. You're going to learn a lot about my girlfriend once she moves in with me, and you start seeing her in videos, and you start seeing her do co-op with me. So there's no reason for me to jump the gun and give you a million pieces of information early. I can tell you we have a lot of things in common in regards to our common interests, video games in particular. We both like television shows that are more fantasy, epic, kind of medieval, like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, that kind of stuff. But the thing is, we also have things that are totally no interest at all. Like, she's never watched pro wrestling in her entire life. So when she moves in, I told her, let's, if we watch pro wrestling, let's at least give it a shot. And I'll try to explain it to you and see if you like it. And if not, maybe we won't watch it all the time. But, but she's willing to give it a shot. And, vice versa. I'm sure there's going to be things that she likes that I don't necessarily like that I'll be checking out, as well, because, she'll be living here. So it's going to be pretty cool. All right. As for her personality, like I said, let's not jump the gun. You're going to be meeting her soon. So enough about that. All right. Jean d'Arc did a 50-bit cheer and says, I just want to race. I don't know what you're talking about. Little reference there to my pre-stream music that plays during the beginning of streams. Critical for Days did a 55-bit cheer. Again, thank you, Critical for Days. BattleDuck 9000 did a 1,000-bit cheer to become the cheerleader for today's stream so far. And he said, bits on the floor. We got bits on the flow. There you go. Very nice. Thank you very much to BattleDuck for that nice large starting cheer. Very good. Big Boy Dumper did a 35-bit cheer. And he says, Phil, glad you feel better. I recently began watching some YouTube videos of yours like Resident Evil 7. I think those games fit your comedy and gameplay the best. I like reading YouTube comments, and now they're all hate-filled. However, many defend you. Is there any chance that they will return for major releases or non-multiplayer games? It'll make viewing better. Sorry for the long cheer. The answer is no, because although you may be seeing, oh, look, there's tons of negative comments for Phil, and then there's tons of positive comments. The bottom line is the common YouTube viewer doesn't want that. The common YouTube viewer wants to watch a video and enjoy it and move on. They don't want to watch a video and then go to look at the comments and you see some guy calling me a pedophile, some guy calling me a scam artist, referencing a bunch of fucking detractor videos, and then you got 25 people coming to white knight me and defend. No one wants to see that stupid shit, which is why I turned off the comments for good this last September, and they're not coming back. They serve no productive purpose anymore. They're not constructive. They're a waste of time. It's YouTube's fault because YouTube ruined the fucking website when they decide to merge it with Google Plus and do all this shit. There's really no way to police comments anymore. You can't even permanently ban someone from comments anymore. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. It's actually true. There's no actual way to actually ban someone from YouTube comments anymore. There's been people who I've seen who they can get around it no matter what. Okay? So, it's stupid as fuck. And at this point, there's no actual constructive purpose to YouTube comments. They will be off forever. Get used to it. If you want the interactivity when it comes to gameplay and you want to see people actually react to people, watch it live. That's all I have to say. Now, if this new Amazon site comes out, all right, which is being heavily rumored that it's coming out soon, and if it comes out and it's a direct competitor to YouTube, and it actually ends up being better than YouTube, and it actually is enforceable, where you can actually have moderators come in and moderate YouTube comments and stuff, then maybe I would consider doing it. But I'm seriously not going to put up with it right now. It's total waste of time. YouTube's become a toxic piece of shit. There's no reason for YouTube comments. There you go. Shout out to Mr. Pompavera. who did a 25-bit cheer, says, Phil, I'm glad you're feeling better. Sucks I have to go do stuff now. Yeah. Listen, thank you to those who are here and available for my day back, you know. I appreciate it. I understand some people can't be here every day. And in particular, if I haven't been here for 3 days and now I'm back and you can't be here, it sucks. I get it. But thanks for your support. Thanks for the cheer. And thank you for the welcome back. It feels good to be back. It really does. All right, Kula did a 25-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Kula, for that 25-bit cheer. I appreciate it. Big Boy Dumper did another 25-bit cheer. He says, one last question for pre-stream. What's your favorite item at Starbucks? I'm about to go myself. I need inspiration. I don't like to ask farty hipsters who work there. Out of the normal stuff that they do, either a mocha frappuccino or just a regular coffee frappuccino are the ones that I like. They have a lot of fucking complicated drinks, like a lot of stuff. They used to have these tea drinks that it was like, what was it, like a strawberry acai berry tea drink or something like that. I don't even know what it's called. That's pretty good. It's pretty refreshing, but not for the winter. I'd say for the summer, that's pretty good. But see, they have good seasonal drinks, but they don't have them anymore. Like, obviously, the pumpkin spice frappuccino is amazing. They have a mint one that they do during Christmas. It's like mint mocha. But they don't have that one anymore either, I don't think. So, sadly, you probably missed out on some of the seasonal stuff. I would just say either regular coffee frappuccino or mocha frappuccino are good. I'm sure now everyone in stream chat will give you a countering idea because they have like 4 billion menu items. So, and then Big Boy Dumper, subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime. Thank you for the sub, Big Boy Dumper. Appreciate that. Papaloo with a 25-bit cheer says, I'm so happy you're back doing your first stream. I missed you so much. I have a med degree, so if you ever feel sick again, I'd be honored to give you a full physical exam. Of course. Of course. Sadly, you're a doctor of thugonomics, so you're not going to be able to help me out much. But anyway, Rink Dude did a 25-bit cheer, and he says, glad you are feeling better, Phil. Astro Jet Boy did a 30-bit cheer. He says, I'm not sure if anyone asked this. Have you been to the new Amazon Go store in Seattle? And if not, do you ever plan on going? Maybe not even buying anything, but just to look around and maybe even a vlog. I think it would be quite interesting. Well, it would be impossible for me to go there because it only opened up about a week ago. And obviously, you guys know what I've been doing for the last week. So, no, I have not been to the Amazon store in Seattle. Would I ever go there? Possibly. However, I don't know what the hell I would buy there because from what I understand, it's just like a convenience store where you walk in, you grab stuff, you walk out, and it just basically uses your phone to do all the purchases. So, in that regard, I don't even see the point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when am I going to be in Seattle? I need to walk into a convenience store to buy a sandwich. I'm not. I don't work in Seattle. I don't live in Seattle, you know. So I doubt that it's going to happen. So, Tokyo Trump did a 25-bit cheer, said hello. Thank you, Tokyo Trump. Sedella did a 25-bit cheer. Thank you, Sedella, for your cheer. Overworked Gamer has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Overworked Gamer, for the sub. In addition, Aw Yeah has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Aw Yeah, for the sub. I appreciate that. Hank Duma tipped me $5. What's up, Hank? Good to see you, and thank you for the tip. He says, the only option that I still miss with Twitch compared to YouTube streaming, you were able to pause the stream back on YouTube. Very handy when you gotta get a drink or use the loo. At the moment there's a break, you can rewind it to life again and shorten the pause. Okay. And you know what? You're right. That is one thing that people like. Let me put it this way. Streaming on YouTube was not 100% negative. It wasn't. There were actually distinct benefits for my viewers. Number one, like you just said, being able to pause and then resume whenever you want. Because YouTube had that server bandwidth and space that everything you live streamed was immediately archived so that you could actually do that. All right? That was pretty cool. In addition, there were more streaming options, like quality options on YouTube. Okay? And it took less bandwidth to watch the streams on YouTube. There were people who have complained over the years that watching me on Twitch they can't do it because their internet just sucks wherever they live. Their internet's terrible. They can watch YouTube videos at lower qualities, but they can't watch Twitch streams at all. So you're right. There were actually distinct benefits to streaming on YouTube, and I tried to explain this to my viewership for 2 years that I streamed on YouTube, but it went like in one ear and out the other. No one wanted to hear it. Everyone just wanted to hear, oh, you know, YouTube streaming sucks. There's no reason to do it. You should be streaming on Twitch. Now, of course, for me, the major negative for streaming on YouTube was there was no benefit financially to doing it. I wasn't making any money doing it. You know, it was fan service completely. When I finally came back to Twitch, I instituted things like using bits, cheering, subbing, you know, all these things became big money makers for me. So, in that regard, it's a huge boon to me to be streaming on Twitch. Now, of course, what happens? YouTube, always behind the 8 ball, decides, oh, we're going to try to catch up. So now live streaming on YouTube, now you can get, you know, I forget what they call. They're not called subs. They're called something else. But it's the same exact thing where now you can have people pay it for a monthly basis and they can use emotes in the chat and all this shit. It's a laugh because it is so ridiculously a copy of Twitch. It's so behind the times. And I'm not going back. I'm sorry. Twitch is the future, not YouTube. I would never go back to putting all my eggs in one basket with YouTube, especially how bad YouTube is. Let me give you some perspective. The other day, this guy was streaming, a big guy on YouTube, and for some reason, he turns on his stream, and only like 1/3 of the usual amount of people that show up for his stream showed up. He's like, I don't understand it. What happened? This was supposed to be a big event, and no one showed up. So he does his usual stream. He ends the stream to find out YouTube demonetized his stream as he turned it on. And when the stream demonetizes, it doesn't give the push notification out to his viewers. So the only people who knew he was streaming were people who were paying attention, like on social media. Everyone who normally would get that email or note that he started streaming didn't get it. So not only were his views way down, he made no money on the stream at all because they fucking demonetized it on him. So fuck YouTube. Why on earth would I ever go back to YouTube streaming? I would be a complete idiot. Fuck that piece of shit website. Okay. Rave Comic did a 25-bit cheer and said, I can hear you rocking back and forth, Phil. Chill out. We always support you. Rave Comic, the reason I do that is because I'm uncomfortable sitting still because of my back injury and also because I have restless leg syndrome. Okay? If I sit still and don't move, I feel uncomfortable because of that. So you just got to put up with it. I don't know what else to say. It's only been like this since the day I started recording on YouTube in 2008. You would think in 10 years you'd be used to it by now. Cyber the Wolf did a 50-bit cheer and says, glorious no. Wait, what does he say? Oh, he put out the lyrics to Bobby Roode's entrance theme. Oh. All right, there you go. It's Bobby Roode's entrance theme. I didn't realize that at first. Okay, very nice. Thank you for the cheer, Cyber the Wolf. Nick did a 25-bit cheer. He says, I saw a crane game with a notice telling people this is a game of skill and not every customer will win. Pretty sure this is illegal. Considering that most crane games are actually rigged, where the claw actually literally will not have full force grip until like once every 30 uses, yeah, that's pretty much a scam. The thing is, I've been to arcades, old school arcades. The crane games actually were fair. My local arcade, all right, had a fair crane game where the crane always had the same force every game. And in that game, you could actually win shit. And it was funny because I would win tickets. I would win all kinds of prizes pretty much every week when I went to that arcade. But for the most part, the crane games are 100% scams where they are purposely weak, the majority of times. So yeah, it is a scam. Be the Lewd. Subscribe to the channel for the 14th month in a row, apparently. For the Tier 3 sub, thank you, Be the Lewd, for a Tier 3 sub. As I already mentioned earlier, I get a lot more stuff for that. So I do appreciate that. And he says, okay, I'm only doing this for 1 month, Phil, because I can't afford any more in March. But this month, I got a raise, so I could do it for now, going back to $5 after this. All right, fair enough. Thank you very much, Be the Lewd. And I hope you enjoy your Tier 2 and Tier 3 DSP emotes of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. Very nice. Jean d'Arc did a 50-bit cheer. He says, Derek says he's glad you're feeling better, and a shout out to Vicky Guerrero out of nowhere. Excuse me. Brits94 did a 25-bit cheer. He says, I'm calling it now. The girlfriend review will be on Valentine's Day, the redemption run. Pabaloo did a 25-bit cheer. He says, you ever get around to reading my email with my mod application? Yes, I did read your email, and no, I am not looking for new mods right now. And by the way, since you're creepy, I would not approve you as a mod anyway. Just being honest. Big Dick Phil did a 25-bit cheer and says, the past weekend, the grand finals of the Counter-Strike Go Major had 1.3 million concurrent viewers on Twitch. Where do you see esports in 10 years? Would you continue playing Street Fighter if it was big when you competed? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real honest. Esports is huge, but it's its own thing. It's its own entity. For example, competitive Counter-Strike Go had 1.3 million concurrent viewers who probably don't watch anything else. All right? I'm just being real here. It's so weird. Did you hear about the Hearthstone finals? No. Did you hear about, fucking this finals? No. It seems like these groups are all like their own fringe groups. You know what I mean? Like the people who tuned in for that aren't going to now go watch other people play other streams on Twitch. It seems like there's a group of mainstream gamers who watch anything, and then there's these very inclusive people who watch the eSports stuff. I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing, but I just find it hilarious that people constantly talk about stream numbers for competitive games, yet those games still aren't mainstream. They're not. I'm sorry, but the common person doesn't give a fuck about Counter-Strike Go. The common person would know way more about the games, that end up being pushed as mainstream games than Counter-Strike fucking Go. Yet Counter-Strike Go is huge. It's weird. It's like they have these completely different, inclusive groups of games that don't intersect. And it's weird because when I started on Twitch years ago, it was the same thing with League of Legends, right? League of Legends, huge. But who the fuck talks about League of Legends outside of the hardcore, MOBA fans? Nobody. I don't talk about it. You don't talk about it. Do any of you guys who watch my shit go watch League of Legends? I didn't think so. It's very, very small crossover. So even though esports are huge, will they grow? Yes. But are they ever going to grow with these inclusive communities? I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like we need to have a combination of esports crossing over with also games that could have mainstream popularity, because the ones that do it now don't, honestly. They just honestly don't. It's really weird, man. I don't know. And again, I'm not saying anything against, I played Counter-Strike Go. I sucked at it, but I could tell that the game could be competitively good. So I'm certainly not talking shit about it. I respect any community that could get a crazy amount of views for a competitive game. Obviously, there's something to it. But for me, it's like, that's like watching paint dry. You know what I mean? And it's so nuts because I know that there's viewers of mine who actually are kind of fans of that stuff. And then I go, they're constantly tweeting these people about, oh, I got these special headphones that were branded by this group of gamers, MLG, and I bought the jersey and I got this and that. Like, what the fuck? Like, how could you be so into one game? But then I see the flip side of it, because I used to be the same way about Street Fighter. I did. I used to be 100% gung-ho in the Street Fighter, and I completely just kind of immersed myself in it, tunnel vision, only Street Fighter, and I didn't see outside of the scope of Street Fighter ever, right? So you know what? I see both sides of the fence. I do. I see both sides of the fence. But no, I don't regret. I've already explained this a million times. I don't regret not being a competitive Street Fighter player. It's too much work. It's too much of a grind. And sadly, I would get bored of it. Like, I love being a variety streamer where I could do a variety of things every day here on stream with you guys. If I was stuck doing the same fucking thing over and over every day, I would be bored to tears. Imagine if I had to play the same 2-3 fighting games constantly in a loop. That's all I ever fucking did. And I had to constantly be traveling to play in these tournaments. I constantly had to be covering them. Fuck that shit. I like doing fun stuff and doing variety with you guys. I don't want to fucking be stuck in a rut doing the same thing forever. I don't care about being a competitive top player anymore and oh, my E-penis is huge because I placed 3rd place at this tournament and I won this tournament. I don't give a flaming fuck. It's all about having fun. The Last Rambo just did a 100-bit cheer. It says the notebook featuring Phil and his lost love Papaloo. Yes. Of course. Airhead did a 25-bit cheer. He says, Phil, are you dripping with finesse? Eggplant is back, baby. I have no idea what in the holy hell you're talking about, but thank you for the cheer nonetheless. Nick just did a 25-bit cheer, and he says, but Twitch also archives your video live. You just have to go to the video page, and you can use that to catch up. That is true. However, Nick, as you know, I do delete it, because I upload to YouTube to make ad revenue. Will that change in the future? Maybe it will. I mean, I'll be honest here. If there was a way, if Amazon had their own video on demand website and it ran as well as YouTube and I could auto archive my videos, maybe I would, although it would still be a hassle to have to go over there and name them and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. But anyway, Jean d'Arc did a 50-bit cheer and says, shout out to the great chat today. Very nice. Silson Blue did a 25-bit cheer and says, how's it going, Phil? Want to give back for promoting the product? You have to know when to swoosh and when to swish. You, sir, know how to swish. I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Anyway, wow, Hank Duma tipped me $100. Wow, thank you, Hank. Thank you very much for that. Wow, that's a good welcome back present. Holy shit. He says, thanks for your answer, Phil. Here's a small contribution to you in case your PS4 breaks down fully. Yeah, I know. I've been having a lot of issues with the audio on my PS4. I hope it... Well, actually, it's not the audio. It's the USB ports. So I hope they fucking hold out. But anyway, he says, I saw the full PUBG stream yesterday where you had problems yet again. Yeah, now it's happening on a daily basis, which isn't good. Remember, no console equals no gameplay. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much, Hank. You are an awesome individual. Shout out to Atlas Telemon, who did a 95-bit cheer and says, what needs to be done with goals to set you to, oh my god. What needs to be done with goals to get you to enter Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo at EVO? First of all, it's not at EVO. It hasn't been announced for EVO. Number two, we don't know if this version coming out in May will be tournament worthy to be played in tournaments. We have no idea. So we've got a long ways to go before we can even plan on any of that shit. And I'll be very frank with you, Atlas. This is not the time for me to start spending money traveling the country for excessive purposes. It's just not. I know, listen, I live in Washington and the flight to Vegas would be a lot cheaper than it used to be when I used to do it from the East Coast. All right. Maybe just a couple $100, which would actually be not so bad. However, paying for a ridiculous hotel in Vegas, food and everything, for me to go out and play fucking Super Turbo, a game that honestly, again, I have no aspirations of really playing games at a competitive level at this point. And then taking time away from work to do this, you know what I mean? When I should be here working. If you guys aren't aware, I have a lot of fun stuff planned this year during the summer for my 10-year anniversary. I'd rather be doing that, celebrating my 10 years anniversary as being an internet content creator, rather than sitting in a fucking bingo hall or fucking convention center waiting for my fucking turn to be called to play fucking Super Turbo. I've been there and I've done that, and it's not fun. It's a fucking grind and a pain in the fucking ass. I don't like it, and I'd rather be at home having fun playing games and sharing those experiences with you guys and celebrating my decade on the internet rather than wasting my fucking time and money in a fucking tournament setting. Just saying. Am I saying I'll never play in a tournament again? No. But I'm saying right now, I have no interest. Airhead did another 25-bit cheer. Says, did you hear about T-Hawk being in Season 4 for Street Fighter 5? I don't know. I know you don't like Street Fighter 5, but it's worth a look. No, it's not. No, it actually is not. It is a waste of fucking time. I watched this weekend, no lie. I was automatically hosting a tournament on my channel here, and I watched 5 minutes of Street Fighter 5 gameplay, Arcade Edition. I said, this game's a piece of shit. I'm not playing it. It is terrible. It seriously is bad. It's just as bad. Now it's like fake Super Turbo. The game has turned into fake Super Turbo, and it's just nowhere near as good as real Super Turbo, and I don't want to play that piece of garbage. And I think that's it. I got another $1 tip supposedly from Mort, who used to be a troll, but his message really isn't a trollish message. It's just a weird one. So I'm not really going to read it. It's weird. I think it might be someone impersonating Mort. I don't think it's really Mort. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support so far. We haven't even started yet, and I got all this outpouring of support. I appreciate you guys. Happy to see me back. I'm happy to be back. Let's try to keep things on track with me being back. You know what I mean? Let's hope that I don't have a relapse. Right now, I'm feeling good. I don't have a headache. I don't have a fever. I'm feeling good. So I'm feeling good about today. I hope you guys are feeling good about today, too. Dragon Ball FighterZ all day. And thank you very much, for being supportive. Anything you guys can do to be supportive, cheering, subbing, tipping, pledging to Patreon, anything. Now it's the final grind at the end of the month. It's much appreciated, okay? So thank you guys for that. And I think it's time to get this show on the road. What do you guys think? I think it is. I think it's time. Like I said, definitely Android 16 and probably one or two other characters. All right. I will jump into training mode, and I think there may be combo challenges for them. I'm not sure. I'll check. We'll see what it is. And after that, then finally I'll get some online play with new teams. And finally, after 3 days missed, I'll finally be able to start playing some of this game and hopefully not suck ass because I'll be so far behind. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your support. And Oh, and Tana Mounter did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you, Tana Mounter, for the cheer. Thanks, everyone. Let's get started. Here we go.